But after all, does everyone need therapy? What are the signs that indicate a person needs to include therapy in their life? Stick with me until the end of this video, and I'll answer that question. And I'll tell you right now that psychotherapy is not limited to just those people who are in severe distress or have a mental disorder. It can indeed benefit everyone. Before discussing the 6 signs, I want to go over a little bit about what therapy is. Who can do it? What are the professionals, and how does therapy work? Therapy is also called psychotherapy, and in general, people and professionals use these terms interchangeably. However, it's important for you to know that psychotherapy or therapy has a purpose not only to alleviate suffering but also to provide new insights, new perspectives, increase self-awareness for the individual, and of course, show new, different ways to deal with emotions, thoughts, and desires. The most qualified professionals to conduct a psychotherapy process are psychologists and psychiatrists because these professionals have received training to address mental health issues in a general sense. Psychotherapy is conducted on a weekly basis, which means that every week you and the professional meet either virtually on your computer or smartphone screen or in person by visiting the professional's office. It's also important to note that there are no taboo subjects in psychotherapy. It's truly a space for you to feel welcomed and entirely at ease to bring up anything that is causing discomfort, and, of course, also what brings you comfort and joy. Now, let's move on to the 6 signs. The first sign that you need to include therapy in your life is when your emotions and thoughts control your life today. What does that mean, after all? Well, do you know those moments when you're hot-headed and it seems like you say and do things and then regret them a lot? Is this happening every week, every month? It wears down your relationships, hinders your work, generates a lot of friction and conflict within your family. You seem to be unable to handle these impulses, these emotions that take over you. From saying that you're not an important person, that you're worthless, to various thoughts that disrupt and create chaos within you. This is indeed a clear sign that psychotherapy is likely to be very beneficial for you. The second sign is when you've noticed the same patterns occurring in different relationships, and they don't necessarily have to be romantic relationships, although, in general, yes, we do notice these patterns in romantic relationships. So, the same conflicts, jealousy crises that arise in relationships, causing them to drift apart, come together, or even lead to a very abrupt breakup. Here, I'm also talking about emotional dependence. You realize that today, the relationship is your life. It's the most important thing to you, to the point where you feel like a hostage. And yes, this is where seeing a psychologist or psychiatrist would be appropriate. The third sign is when you feel trapped in your life. This could be in your professional life where you feel stuck or that it's stuck. You feel like things aren't moving, it seems like you don't know whether to go here, there, or stay in the same place. A psychologist and a psychiatrist can help you make these decisions. Of course, the professional won't necessarily tell you, do this, do that, but together with you, they will analyze your history, analyze what's happening, and come up with strategies to break free from this, so to speak. The idea is for you to feel more liberated, to see your life flowing as you deem most suitable. A fourth sign that you need to include therapy is when you've been excessively increasing your consumption of substances in general. I want to specifically address alcohol here. If you've noticed that in the past few weeks or months, your consumption has increased, and it's generally related to emotional issues, be it to cope with your anxiety or your daily life, this is a clear sign that it's worth seeking a professional to address this situation. The fifth sign, while very obvious to many, may not be for all. If you're experiencing thoughts of death, a desire to harm yourself, or if you've been harming yourself, don't wait. Seek a psychologist or psychiatrist today to deal with this suffering. In some cases, people tend to judge these issues, but psychologists and psychiatrists are not there to judge you. They are there to help you cope with this suffering and live a life worth living. And the sixth and final sign, which is not so obvious, is when several people, friends, colleagues, family members, people from different circles, have suggested to you, wouldn't it be a good idea for you to seek therapy? I know that this question can sometimes sound disrespectful. Sometimes, we don't take it in a very positive way. But generally, when people ask this, it's because they have already seen one or two instances of your suffering. They are there, with the intention of helping you become your best self, of helping you navigate this situation in a lighter, more peaceful way. Therapy not only helps us broaden our horizons, but, primarily, shows new ways to deal with what we're going through. Self-awareness improves, your routine tends to improve significantly, and your relationships yield more and more positive outcomes. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. We'll stop here. It's been a pleasure to be with you today. Take care, and until next time. Goodbye, goodbye.